Hi! So I recently went to New York City in early September for Asian New York Fashion Week, and I'm going to tell you all about my trip. So why did I decide to go to New York out of all places? So I was a part of Fashion Week Minnesota, their show called Coalesce Collective, and I was their spring and fall 2022 behind the scenes photographer. And through them, I heard that they were sponsoring Asian New York Fashion Week, and so I took the chance and applied to be a press photographer, and I got in, to my surprise, because I thought that I needed a publication to be accepted as a press photographer, but to my surprise, I got in, and yeah, so that was like the whole start of this trip. I did ask two of my friends, I asked a few of my friends if they wanted to go with me, and two of them did come with me to New York. And so while I was at the show, they were out exploring New York. But yeah, it was really exciting because it's my first time in New York and I didn't really know what to expect. But I was really excited about it. It's just something I always dreamed of, being there. Let me tell you about my trip. We left Minneapolis on Friday, September 8th, so I woke up at 3 a.m. We wanted to get there early at the airport because we don't know the line for security was going to be like, and we wanted to be early so we don't miss our flight. I think I woke up even a little earlier because I think 3 was when my friend was supposed to pick me up. We decided to carpool there to the airport and then leave the car there, and then just paid how much parking was split to the 3 of us. That was most convenient for us because then when we're coming back to Minnesota, we won't have to be stressed about having someone wait for us, because I have been there and I was picking up my parents from the airport. I waited like an hour or so at the airport for them, and I just kept looping around because you can't really park there because people are just basically picking up and dropping off people, so you can't park there. I was getting really frustrated because that during work day and I didn't completely take off work. I just took a break because it wasn't supposed to take that long, and I was really frustrated because I kept trying to call them, kept texting them, I got no response. It was really frustrating overall, and I didn't want to experience that when I come back from New York especially. Then we got there around 4-ish maybe. Went through security. It wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. I think we like checked in around 5 a.m.-ish. Like when we got to our gate. The time to board was like 7 a.m. so we had like 2 hours to ourselves. So we're just like, just talking most of the time while we wait. The flight was like about 2 hours. When we landed in New York, our plan originally was to take the train from the airport to our hotel just to save a little bit of money. We looked at the map and I did not understand which train we're going, where we're at, where we get tickets, and we like gave up and we decided just to Uber to our hotel, which is way easier. We Ubered to our hotel, but the Uber took us to the wrong side of the city, and that was like on our fault. We're staying in Manhattan, East Midtown, but we got dropped off in West Midtown, so we decided to just walk to the subway and take the train there because it was like, like pretty straight shot just from west to east. Once we got to downtown, like the public transportation system was a little bit easier to understand, so we took the subway there and we checked in early at our hotel, which was great because we didn't have to pay any extra fees. That we were gonna get there early. We got 2 queen and a sofa bed. We each got our own bed. We checked in, put our stuff up to our room, checked it out. The room was pretty good. The toilet flush, it was so loud. It like scared me because that was the first time I used the bathroom. I flushed it and it scared me. The view was pretty nice, and once we like put our stuff down, unpacked a little bit, do whatever we needed to do. My friends were hungry, so we walked 2 minutes or so to a Thai restaurant that was really close by. I got some spring roll. My Thai friend ordered some pad see ew. My roommate friend got a salmon noodle bowl. It was 2 p.m. and we got drinks because we're like, we're feeling good. We're not celebrate that we're in New York. The waiters were super nice. They're very welcoming. They gave us good food, good service. I loved it. After that, we head back to the hotel for a little bit and decided to walk to Rockefeller Center. Like a 15-minute walk. We walked over there and we saw this beautiful church. We went inside. It was so beautiful. I've never seen a church like that ever. It was so pretty. Architecture was really pretty. We like walked out through the other side of the church, and I looked back, and the church, there was like on the arch of the door was like flowers. It was so pretty. And then we crossed the street and there was Rockefeller Center. It's really big. It was pretty cool. And then I had to turn back around. I was meeting with a friend. She lives in New York now. I wanted to meet up with her, catch up with her. The restaurant that we were meeting at was back at the hotel. I walked back 15 minutes to the hotel by myself. And you know, like during my walk back by myself, I'm like, oh my god, I feel like a New Yorker just because I'm walking by myself. But it was really nice. I felt pretty safe because there was just like, a lot of people walking, minding their own business. And we ate dry hot pot. My first time trying dry hot pot, it was pretty good. If you don't know what dry hot pot is, basically a hot pot, but they already cooked it all for you, so you don't have to like dip it in any broth to like or cook it. It was really good. It was really nice talking to her. It really made me think about how New York could be a place where I live and work. After talking to her, after we finished, we wanted dessert. So we walked to an ice cream shop, but they were closed. So we decided to just cross the street and go into a coffee shop right at the corner because it was starting to rain. And that's why it's been very humid the whole weekend. Walked in, or I got some coffee and kept talking some more. It was really nice catching up with her. We like chatted for a few hours. I say goodbye to her and I walked back to the hotel. Just for a little bit. Around 7 p.m. we walked to Times Square. I was super excited about Times Square. It was about a 20-minute walk from the hotel. It didn't feel too bad. I think because whenever I'm like walking on my trips, especially in the cities, it felt like time just go by so fast. We walked from one end of Times Square closest to where the direction of our hotel is, and we walked all the way to the other end. And during like our first walk down, we didn't really hop into any of like the stores on the side of the roads. It was really cool to actually see the space. I saw Eric Nam on one of the billboards, the digital billboards, and that was really cool to see in person. When we got to the other end of Times Square, there was people doing like K-pop random play dance, and I was like, oh, I want to see. I didn't know who they were dancing to. I think there might have been like a new group, a new K-pop group that I haven't heard of, or that song. We turned back around. And then we like, as we were walking back towards our hotel, we like hopped into a few of the stores on the block. We went to Forever 21, and then I believe we went to the Disney store. And then we went to a few of the I Love New York City stores where they have like merch. I Love New York City on the shirt, or like the New York hat, and little keychains, little magnets. We walked into a few of those. And then after that, we walked back to our hotel. And our dinner was McDonald's. Let me tell you, during our trip, my friends, both of them, introduced me to the show called Manifest on Netflix, and I watched that during our whole trip when we were back at the hotel at night. I watched Manifest, and it's so good. I like came back home and binge watched it all. 4 seasons. So that was Friday. Saturday comes around, and we woke up around 9 a.m. We wanted to go to the Met Museum, but it's like all the way up north. And our goal was to go to Chinatown before my show that I have to attend. So we decided not to go to the Met. It was a 1-hour Uber drive or train ride. So we decided to go to the Vessel instead because it's like south but it's to the west. So first we went to Paris Baguette. We went there for breakfast. It was some kind of croissant. It was really good. I forgot what it was. Then we took the train to the Vessel. It was really cool. I think they have it closed down, but you can like walk inside and see like that very first level of the inside of it. After that, it was really humid that day, so we walked into the mall right next to it. Let me tell you about our joke during the trip. Friday night, they were joking to me when I got back from eating with my friend. They were saying, we saw Rose from Blackpink, and I honestly believed them for a hot second because it's Fashion Week. You know, like Suho from EXO was there. He was taking pictures of where he was in New York. Surprisingly, I did not see any celebrity while I was there. I was really hoping to see someone. I think the closest I got to seeing a celebrity was Eric Nam on the digital billboard. Our little joke was that, are we gonna see Rose today? And they had Tiffany and Coke. I believe she's an ambassador. We were like, oh my god, is she gonna be there? Anyways, walking in the store, there's a lot of branded stores in there. We stopped by Uniqlo. After that, we walked into a Japanese store. It had a lot of the stationery stuff that was pretty cool, and like home decor furniture. After that, we decided to go to Soho. So we took the train to Soho. And then we walked down the street of Soho with like all a bunch of the expensive brands. There's so many people there. We walked into Birkenstock, Starbucks, Aritzia, and then Glossier. And and then it was almost time. It was like noonish. We decided to head a little closer to Chinatown. We were gonna walk there because it wasn't too far. We walked through Little Italy first, and we saw like this random bar, and we like walked in. So we had a drink. I think by that time that I was like 2. Had Olympics on their TV. We were like kind of watching that, kind of talking, chit-chatting. I was like keeping track of time. The door opens at 3 for me, so I said goodbye to them. I got there, checked in, waited for them to let us in. I was in this old church in Chinatown. It was really cool. There was no AC, so it was super humid inside. I believe there were 11 designers total that day. After each designer do like the little walkthrough, there was like a little small break for people to use bathroom, get a drink, because it was super hot and whatnot. It wrapped up earlier than I expected. From what I remembered, it was they scheduled 3 till 10. We got off at like 6 or 7. Me and my friends, Friday night, we last minute booked tickets to the Summit 1, and we chose 10 p.m. because I told them that was gonna be done at 10 because that's what the email said. It was earlier than expected, so I took the train back to the hotel. I felt pretty safe walking back to the train station and then taking the train to the hotel. When I got the train, I first got McDonald's for my dinner, relaxed for a little bit, and then we decided to go to Koreatown for some desserts before we go to Summit 1 because again I got back earlier than expected. So we took the train to Koreatown. We wanted to get like popping soup, if you know what that is. It's like shaved ice with these toppings on top of it. When we got to that place, there was a lot of people there, and there's people in front of us in a line. I think they were like trying to check in for a table, and I'm like, we don't got time for this right now. Like, I don't know if we have time to wait for them to make this food for us and then for us to sit down and eat and then head there. So we decided to go to our plan B, which was ice cream, order our ice cream. And then we did have time to like sit down, eat there for a little bit. After we ate there for a little bit, I rushed my friends. I felt bad, but I rushed them. I was like, we need to start walking now. We want to get there on time because it's going to take 20 minutes to walk from where we were to Summit 1. When we got to Summit 1, there was like a long line. This long line before you could even check in. It was probably like 45 minutes. When you get up to the top, there was like 5 different kind of rooms. So the first room was like, you know, the mirror floor, mirror walls, and then the huge window where you see a night view of New York City. It was so pretty. Second room, they had like these cool art installation on the floor. Third room, which is basically just the balcony above the first room. The fourth room, which had like these cool balloons. Friends and I were like walking to this little corner, and that's where we took our photos. The fifth room, you walk all the way up, and they had this the patio. You're outside and you get like this nice view of New York City. It was really windy, but it felt good. After that, it was like almost midnight. We walked back to the hotel. We did a lot of walking on our trip, if you can't tell. My roommate, she wanted to buy a gift for her sister, so she asked me if I wanted to walk to Times Square with her. I said yes. The 2 of us walked to Times Square. We were trying to find like the I Love New York City stores, and we're trying to find one close to our hotel, but we did find a few, but every time we enter one, we couldn't find what she wanted. We walked to the heart of Times Square and walked into the big I Love New York City store that we were at the night before, and then we found it. It was almost like 2 a.m. and to my surprise, friend was still awake. We forgot to text her and let her know where we were at. We were supposed to like let her know, give her status of like, oh, we're almost there at Times Square, we're coming back. We forgot to do that. Woke up early Sunday morning at 7 a.m. The goal is to get there at 8. I already checked out, Uber to the airport. It's roughly 45 minutes from our hotel to the New Jersey airport. It took forever to go through security. We walked to our gate. We bought expensive airport breakfast food. We wanted to go to Starbucks, but they didn't have it in our section. If you wanted to go to Starbucks, you had to go through security again because you had to walk out. I got a yogurt parfait and a fruit salad. It was expensive. It was okay. We got there very early, so we had a couple hours before you get on the plane. So we finally boarded. We didn't take flight until like almost an hour later. The flight was delayed because of the rain. We finally arrived in Minnesota around like 2 p.m. Even though our flight was delayed, we weren't that late. She dropped me off at home. I slept through the whole night. Set up on all my sleep. That was my weekend trip in New York City. Missed it a lot. I loved my time there. I can see myself living there and being independent. I felt pretty safe for the most part whenever I was by myself. I feel like I can do so much more there as a content creator and also grow as a person. I feel like there's so much more you can do in New York because there's so much events you can go to. There's a lot of people there that you can connect with versus here in Minnesota. And I feel like I could be learning a lot more in New York City. I've been living in Minnesota my whole life. I'm just so comfortable here that sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone to challenge yourself, learn more about yourself, and I think New York City would be a great city for that if I ever get a chance to do that. That was my recap of my New York City trip, and I hope to keep posting more of my travel. Yeah, bye!